Guys, Fula coming to you with a gorilla boxing. Wanted to try something different a little bit because, seeing that I have a new piece of technology that has been pretty much a game changer for me, and I'm still learning how to use it. If anybody can recommend any apps to me to like do these things like breakdowns and stuff like that, and just like give my little 2 cents on like how fighters fight and stuff like that, which may become a thing for me. I don't know yet. I'm still learning how to use this, so I, you know what I mean. I'm not gonna say I'm computer literate, right? I'm computer literate, but I have always been a Windows user, and more recently a Google user. But now, I have transitioned to Apple, and so with it having different operating systems and stuff like that, I'm still getting the hang of this. Um, but what I wanted to do is, and hopefully I won't get copyright strike for doing this, but I wanted to bring attention to the boxing ability of Arthur Beterbiev. Um, Now, many people believe him to be this come forward guy, just this come forward guy. And while that may be true, he before he comes forward, he does certain little subtle things in order for him to be able to come forward. So I kind of want to go into that a little bit, and see basically how it's working. Let me see. I'm gonna slow it down a little bit too. So the first thing we're gonna look at is he has his high guard, right? Joe Smith is pawing with the jab, but he has that high guard, and he's basically feeling what Joe Smith is gonna give him. But also, if you notice something, he has his which is part of the Soviet boxing school. This is Soviet boxing 101, to have your lead foot inside a range, instead of having your lead foot outside of the fighter, you have it inside of the fighter so you can be closer. So he's doing that right now. Joe Smith is already being aggressive, you know, trying to make a statement. Well, let's continue. So you see that he just kind of like parried it. Let's go back. He kind of just like parried it a little bit. When you look at the hit, right? Let me just like do it real quick. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he just kind of blocked it simply with his glove. You don't necessarily, sometimes it depends on what type of punch is thrown, but sometimes that's all you need, really, is like you just need that simple little like tap, just to like, just to get yourself, just to keep yourself going. You don't necessarily need that. Now, in terms of Joe Smith, um, now it looks like the Beterbiev has the foot outside now, and we're gonna see why. So you see, he covers up. Joe Smith is trying to come around the guard. Beterbiev maintains his poise. If he wanted to, he could potentially attack here, but he decided he was gonna wait it out a little bit. Now he gives him something to think about with a jab, you know. 2 jabs actually, a double jab. And then he comes over the top. And the reason why he came over the top is because he already kind of had his timing. And I'm going to tell you why he had his timing. Okay? When you see him throwing the jab, right there, when he threw the hook, right, he kind of was leaving himself open. Now, granted, it did get through a little bit, but he still left himself wide open, and he lunged forward, right? So once he lunged forward, it was like, okay, that's easy money, right? Watch. And now he hit him in the ear, hit him on the glove, gave him something to think about, basically. Again, you see him leaving himself open with those winging shots, and you see Beterbiev using subtle defense in order to block those shots. You know, it's subtle defense. You see, he just uses the glove, pushes it out. Now he kind of lunged forward, but as you see, once Beterbiev lunged forward, he already has something waiting for him, you know? Now look at how he did that. He basically blocked it and came around with the sneaky shot. Now if you look closely, right? Lunging forward, and then boom. You kind of saw that, right? Let me see. Let's go back again. I'm trying to pause it. So there you go. There you have it. You know, he kind of blocked what Joe Smith was doing, and he came on the inside and checked. It was kind of like a little check uppercut type thing. And he gave him something to think about. Again, see, just little subtle movements. Like, you know what I mean? Just little subtle little movements just so he can stay in range. You know what I mean? And also so he can consume energy. You know, the more you move around the ring, and if you're moving around the ring a lot, you know, that's going to take a lot of energy. And I don't know if it's going to be available to you in the later rounds. Okay, again, blocking with the glove, blocking with the glove. Okay, got a little dirty inside. You see? Again, blocking with the glove, giving him the jabs to think about. You know? Throwing his own jab. Again. So what happened is Joe Smith lunging in. Once you lunge in, you're going to get timed, right? And the thing is about Soviet fighters, right? Soviet fighters, like who come from that Soviet school of boxing, they know how to throw those check shots. And those check shots, you would think that they're loading up on them. They're not loading up on them. They're letting them shits go like a slingshot. Okay? So that's how it works. You know, and so he kept on leaning in. And so eventually Beterbiev just got his timing down. And those in getting hit in the ear will throw off your equilibrium. So that's what happened with Joe Smith. Okay? A little bit of a firefight. Okay, again, when he throws that shot is kind of a looping shot. He's not trying to hit you in the back of the head. He's trying to hit you in the ear because, again, getting hit in the ear will throw off your equilibrium. You know, and that's what his intention is to throw off the equilibrium when he does that shot. So there you see, you know, he has success. Okay. So the thing is with Joe Smith is once he like figured out like that things weren't gonna go the way he planned them to go, he just threw the whole kitchen sink at him, and that was a mistake. But let's continue. Again, okay, let's look again. Again, he threw what Beterbiev did, okay, and it froze up Joe Smith, is he 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 did a little bit of a feint. He did a little bit of a feint. Joe Smith threw a lazy jab. He got off of the center of the line, and he came with the equilibrium shot, which hit him on the ear, and that throws you off. But he threw a little bit of a subtle little feint that got him, you know what I mean, like um, got him in that position. So the round ends. As you see again, equilibrium shot. And that's gonna always like throw off your melon, right? Now we're on round 2, right? Okay, Joe Smith is flustered at this point. He doesn't know what to do. So round 2, you see Beterbiev is throwing looping shots, covering up. At this point, he knows he's hurt. So now it's like all guns are blazing. But as you see, sometimes maintaining distance to build up the attack, using footwork to get out of the way, and then again he times him because he keeps on leaning in. That's what Beterbiev was doing all night long. Just that Joe Smith was leaning in, timed him. You know? As you see, the little subtle things getting off the line, you know? Let's see. Yeah, you know, getting off the line a little bit. You see how the thing is that what Joe Smith is doing too is he's sticking his head in. And like by sticking his head in, he's like, you know what I mean? He's putting himself in the range of fire. As you see, Beterbiev knows he's hurt and just lets them things go. And the thing is about his thing, you know, Anthony Yard and his dumb old coach have been talking mess. You can be fast in punching, but if a person has good timing and also has super short shots, then you're going to be in for it, you know? See? Again, Joe Smith keeps on diving in. And if you dive in, you're just asking for it. Watch this. Again, diving in. And also not looking. If you're not looking at your opponent, guess what? Guns are going to be ablazing. So you see how he threw the double jab, right? And he used it as a, uh, he used one as a rangefinder, and then he used the second one as a blinder, and then he came back with the two. Okay, now he did something. He actually, what he did is he actually was off the center line a little bit, and he actually was fighting backwards. And when he was fighting backwards, as you see, Joe Smith is again dipping down, not looking at Beterbiev, and dipping down with no like game plan. And here comes the sneaky uppercut while fighting on the back foot. And then there goes another one. You know, the first one shook him up, the second one shakes you up too. And then again, equilibrium shot on the ear. Now I know that looks like the back of the head, but it's not. It's his ear. But I showed this video to say that like the Soviet school of boxing is like the Cuban and the Soviet school of boxing will teach you a lot of techniques, basically. You know, there's many techniques that like can be taken. And so I think with Beterbiev, he never forgot those amateur techniques, stuff like that. Now, you know, Beterbiev, he always says, one day I want to become a good boxer. Um, the question is there more boxing to him? You know, that's the big question. And if he does fight Anthony Garbage, will that boxing come out? You know what I mean? Because, yeah, will that boxing come out? That's the thing. The only thing I will say Anthony Yard has over him is athleticism. But other than that, there's nothing really much else he has over him, you know? So we'll have to see what happens in regards to that. And but other than that, you see that, you know, there's more to Beterbiev than just like Terminator. You know, there's some different things to him, you know. Contrary to what Virgil Ortiz said, he's not the type to just want to get hit. You know what I mean? And he knew if that was the case, he would have just tried to run into Joe Smith, you know, and eat his punches to deliver a bigger punch, which was not the case. But anyhow, that's all I got for now, guys. Foolish signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. And if you want another commentary, we can do that. Njadon.